Hey, it's Coach Book. I've been speaking to a lot of executives about their organizations, and one thing is pretty consistent. The workforce is uneasy. They're feeling angst. They're feeling anxiety. And a lot of it's coming from things they can't control, whether or not it's the stock market performance, political environment, economic conditions. Companies are losing funding, corporations are laying people off, and it's making people want to make a change, right? It could be FOMO because they see some of their friends making moves, or it could be an anticipation of something that they think is going to happen to them. So they want to get ahead of it. Look, if you want to make a move, that's fine. I just ask you to pause and make sure you've got a strategy behind it. I've worked for 8 companies across 5 industries, and each one was a successful transition because I thoroughly investigated and evaluated each opportunity. Over the years, I've refined a pivot framework that allowed me to really look at each opportunity and make a decision whether or not it was right for me. Pivot, P-I-V-O-T. So P stands for purpose alignment. Does my purpose align with the organization or the industry that I'm moving into? So when I moved into energy, it was about lighting up the world through electricity. When I moved into pharma, it was about saving patients' lives through novel medicines. Right? So like many of you, I'm sure you have servant leadership as a tenet. And so my purpose of servant leadership aligned with the purpose of those companies I moved to. I is intelligence gathering, probably the most important step, because this is where you have to gather as much information as you can to make a well-informed decision. What's the culture? What does performance management look like? What's the success profile of an employee? Are there stretch opportunities? How do they service the end customer? Right? These are things you want to gather as much information as possible so that you can make a well-informed decision. V stands for value proposition, and it's inward focusing. Identify your value prop, and can you articulate it clearly? We all have value, but what we bring to the table may not be aligned to the new opportunity. If it is, that's fantastic. If it's not, then our value becomes diminished, minimized, we're tolerated and not celebrated. So make sure you can understand, identify, and clearly articulate your value proposition. O stands for opportunity mapping. And that in essence is finding the right entry point. And it may not be the traditional path. You might have great experience in sales or operations, but the best way to get in is through risk or technology. So just always evaluate where's the right entry point so you can take advantage of that opportunity. And lastly is timing. Is it the right time for you to leave? Have you exhausted all options? Have you looked into professional development? Have you looked into stretch assignments? Have you activated your mentors, your advocates, and sponsors? And then, is it the right time to join a new company? Through your intelligence gathering, you'll find out, hey, what's the forecast for that company or industry? What's coming around the bend? Is it a really good time to join? And so the pivot framework, P-I-V-O-T, purpose alignment, intelligence gathering, value prop, opportunity mapping, and timing. I'd love, if you're thinking about making a move, for you to evaluate that against the framework. Now, if you have some other things that you consider when you're making a move, I'd love to learn from you, so please share. And then lastly, if you're thinking about making a transition and you need a thought partner, let's connect. So this is Coach Book. Until next time, take care.